Hello, everybody. Jim Malone coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. And boy, oh boy, it's starting to rain out there. Sorry about that. We're having a little bit of not too much of technical difficulty. Basically, what happened today, the crude oil futures were higher. Basically, they're over 74 a barrel. That 75 is a key level, and gold is right about 2,000. We had a pretty good day in the market today. The NASDAQ composite basically made a nice move up about 0.69%, which was nice finally to see something happen decent on the NASDAQ. We've kind of been in a drought for so long. It's just ridiculous. So that's looking good. Let's see if I can get my camera for TikTok here. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better there. There we go. Does so. So that's looking pretty decent there. It does look like also the Nasdaq and the Dow is looking fairly good today. It was up as well, which is very good. As you can see here, it was up about 0.8%. Definitely sold some stocks today, just take a quick look at that. Let's see. Okay. So let's go to what I have currently. My holdings have changed a little bit. I'm still in Goldfield, which was up today. ExxonMobil, which was up nicely. Triple Flag Precious Metals down a little bit. Kind of a little bit of disappointment there. Also down on Franklin, Nevada, and I did make a move into the trade desk, TTD. I want to show you that one just before we get into the questions. But TTD is an interesting stock. Google and Facebook kind of control ads, but there is another choice, and that is TTD. They're typically the ones that syndicate ads on a lot of everything else but Facebook and on Google. So very interesting stock. I definitely came in here. Maybe I was a little bit high. I bought a 3/4 position. I do like this stock a lot, but I've been waiting kind of for it to make a move. Let's look at the weekly chart just real quick here. And it's definitely moving up. We did come through earnings. Now we're going to have earnings here in 13 days. Last quarter, the sales were up 24%. But the sales were down. That's a little bit concerning to me. But nice cash flow, and I definitely like the area that this stock is in. TTD, the trade desk. So it's kind of a cool stock, I think, anyways. One more thing. Let's look at the stock of the day. This is the IBD stock of the day. This is ANET, interesting stock here also. Basically, it's in a pullback, and what's nice about this, let's see if we can pull it up on. This is one, I definitely like this one. Oops, we lost the mic there, so let's see if we can get that back. Not letting me speak, but not letting me. Well, it's okay. You don't need to see my ugly face. It's great just to do it this way. All right, ANET 160.16, looking pretty good there. All right, let's get to some of the questions. Thank you for commenting. Fernando, so much. I've got ExxonMobil. Should I add CVX? No, I wouldn't be adding CVX here. I would. Let's look at CVX. It's a good stock, but if you have Exxon, you really have CVX. If anything, you would want to buy the XLE. That's probably, that. Give me that. It's not letting me have the camera. I got here pretty late, so hopefully I can get the camera going sometime. But let's just go to full screen mode. There we go. All right, so that's a little bit easier to deal with. All right, and this is Chevron here. Basically, it came above that 50-day line. I don't know. I would probably not do Chevron here, just because it's basically it's just it's really redundant. If you have Exxon, let's kind of compare them both. I want to take a look to see, compare them both since the first of the year. See if I can do that. Chevron and Exxon Mobil, and see which one probably would be the better of the two. Yeah. And so let's see if I can give you that really quick. So this is basically comparing the two here, Chevron and Exxon Mobil. And as you can see, Chevron, since the first year, has underperformed Exxon Mobil. So I do think that if you're going to do any ads here, Fernando, I think you're probably better off in Exxon. I think it's just a little bit stronger comparing them both here. Let's see if I can move it over a little bit so we can see kind of what the relative strength is. Yeah, if you were in Chevron since the first year, would have lost about 5%, but if you were in Exxon, you would have gained about 7%. So I think of the two, I think you're better off with Exxon, to be honest with you. So that's kind of how I see it, anyways. That's kind of how I see it. All right, Charles, let's look at Evolution Petroleum, EPM. That's interesting, EPM. All right, EPM. Yeah, I think the price of fuel is, the price of oil is stabilizing. This is a kind of interesting one. Let's look at the daily chart here real first and move over to the daily. And by the way, if you're watching on TikTok, you can see the whole screen here if you go over to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. So let's take a look at this chart here. Here's the thing. I probably would not be a buyer until we got more of a reversal. It's still below that 200-day line. That to me is significant. That's below the 200-day line. But let's draw a reversal here and see if we can get. I just want to put a reversal line there. No, it's not letting me do it. For some reason, I'm having bandwidth issues. But we're still not reversed higher. So even though we have an uptick here, which I like, we're still below. I think, yeah, it's a 44 checklist. I think on this one, I think you're better off here. Basically, I think you're better off basically with just a watch list on this one. I think that's the best place to be on this one, would just be a watch list for this one. I probably wouldn't buy this one, just because it's below that 200-day line and there's a lot of issues there, issues on it that are not particularly great. So I'd be a little bit careful here with that one. So I would not buy Evolution. Let's take a look at the QQQ. QQ is strong. You think the bull market soon? Well, no. Actually, I think that this is sort of a shakeout, fake out. That's kind of what I see. But let's look at the Qs. I think that, we still, I don't think the other shoe has dropped yet. That's my opinion here. I don't think the other shoe has dropped. And I think that we're still likely to get another leg down. That we're likely to get another leg down. So I would be very careful about loading up here. I'm putting on size just very, very slightly. Let's see if I can get that back. Yeah, there we go. All right. See if I can turn off. There we go. Maybe this is it. Too many controls for me, I'm telling you. There we go. I think I'm back now. I had to just turn off some stuff. So anyways, here's the thing I think about that is that with the Qs, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna, if we're gonna see. We're still pretty far down. I think that we really need to clear about 340 here before we're in the red. So I don't think we're I don't think we're in a bull market yet. To be honest with you, my guess. All right, let's look at BTU. This is Peabody Coal, BTU, and I don't know. This isn't doing. Well, yeah, I guess it is kind of doing badly. Yeah. Okay. Here's a problem I'm seeing with BTU right now, and that is you have the 50-day line that's crossing below that 200-day line, and that shows weakness. So, again, we did have a little bit of a bounce here, but I think this has got to come down. This is probably going to come down a little bit more. You know what? This might be a good short potentially. Here's the thing. Let me show you a short that I closed today. CrowdStrike, CRWD. This is the second time I've shorted it here. And then one of the things when you're shorting, you always want to make sure that you're below that 200-day line. That's really key. And then I shorted it as it rallied to the 200-day line, and then that's where I shorted it. So I think that BTU might be in that category. Let's take a look. BTU. We might, we're kind of through that winter season. So, if this thing rallies up to the 200-day, I would be considered, I don't know. It's probably not worth it because it's only $24 stock. So I think that you just gotta, if you're down more than 7% on this one, I think you just gotta cut your losses. Unfortunately, so hard to trade this market. DKNG, that's DraftKings. DKNG. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, this is a nice bounce. Okay. Yeah, I like this. I like this formation. Take a look. This is a cup. And then this is a handle. And it's just broken through. If it can hold, now it was down after hours, about 3 cents. But this is looking good, actually. Let's go to the weekly chart. Here's the thing. I think this might be buyable. Now it's earnings in 6 days. That's a little bit tight. And we're still losing money. I just don't like it when we're losing money. Here's the thing. I would wait on this one. I would just wait for earnings. Let's see what's going to happen with earnings. If we have good earnings, we could that would be the place to buy it. If it makes a new higher high. Let me just see what the checklist looks like. It's a great checklist. Boy, oh boy, Drunk. This is a good one. I think that I think you just have to wait until earnings. So here's my take on that. I just think you just have to wait for earnings. And that, and then if it works, then I would buy it. But I would wait for earnings on this one, just because, well, that's what we got to do. Wait for earnings. A good entry point for this one. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, a good entry point is going to be right about 22. There we go. That's going to be a good earning. That's going to be a good, that's going to be a good entry point, I think, right there. But I'd wait for earnings on this one. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself. All right, let's take a look at the. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is coming in from TikTok here. Let's look for. This is. Okay, let's look at Amazon. Take a look at Amazon. Look at the technicals on it. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, here is the issue. I like Amazon overall because I like their business model, but the problem that I'm seeing with Amazon right now is that we have resistance at the 200-day line. And whenever you get resistance at the 200-day line, that could be an issue. I think that, as strange as this sounds, we're through earnings. Our earnings were up. Let's look at the fundamentals here. Yeah, our sales were up 9%, and we just turned the corner. This is interesting. We just turned the corner on profitability. So that's interesting. So they do have good cash flow. 26 You know what? I think that this one might actually be a good short. I know that sounds strange. Now, I'm not going to short it here yet, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, let's go back to the weekly chart. Here's my thinking. See what's happening here? This is the 40-day line here. See, wherever it touches that 40-day line, boom, it goes lower. It just touched that 40-day line. See what I'm saying? This is looking like, at least on the weekly chart now, this might be a short. I know that would probably take some real cojones to do it, but I think that may be a short. Look, it's off at after hours. I think this could short, but I would want to see how it traded on Monday to see how it traded. But I would be, if we get a recession, and I think there's likely we're going to, actually Amazon would be a really good short. I know that sounds weird to everyone, but typically the best stocks are the best shorts as well. So this might be a situation where we get a short. So I would not be buying Amazon long here. I just wouldn't be buying it long. It just doesn't look good to me. ANET. Oh, yeah. ANET had a great run, Charles. You're absolutely right. Let's look at ANET. This is the stock of the day here. ANET. Let's look at it. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the 60-minute chart. That'll kind of give us, you're definitely like, look at that. Let's go to a little bit more intraday here. Let's go to the 10-minute chart here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's noon right there. As you can see, that's noon, and boom, just right up. You're absolutely right. Look at that. Nice. That's up between about 158 and 160. This is a strong stock. This is a good place to buy it too. Let me see here. This is probably a good buy. Why? Because it's coming off of that. Look, it's 100% checklist on the technicals. Yeah, it's right at the 21-day line. This is a good place to buy it, by the way, Charles. Very good place to buy it. Thanks for bringing this up. Thanks for bringing this. So, let's see what the buy point is. Let me just check and see what the buy point is on this one. And okay, so we're up 14%. So it's a cup basis for 140.81. That's what it's saying. Yeah, so it's saying that that's where the buy point is. So the question is, would we want to go with a secondary buy point? Yeah, that's where it's saying the buy point is here. So do we want to go with the secondary buy point? That's looking pretty strong. That looks like a nice bounce off that 50-day line. So you could buy it here, definitely at the, at about 160. I think you could buy it, or you could buy a little bit less, right where the 21-day line is. That's not a bad buy, right there. So, that's looking pretty decent. That's looking pretty decent, Charles. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. All right, let's take a look. We looked at Amazon. Look at Amazon technicals. Let's look at Snapchat. Interesting. I haven't dealt with Snapchat in a long time. SNAP. Let's take a look at the chart for Snapchat. So what's happening? Well, $8. Ouch. I don't know. This is just, Yeah, this one I'm afraid is not. No, 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 no. We don't want to buy this one. No, no. This is a terrible chart. Yeah, this is an awful chart here, and I think that you would be amiss if you bought this one. I think you'd really be amiss. This is not a good chart. It's got a 15 relative strength, 16 relative strength. That's terrible. It just came through earnings. Sales were down. Yeah, it was profitable but barely. This is gonna go lower, I'm afraid. So hard. So it's kind of sad. But no, I would not be doing Snap here. I just wouldn't be doing Snap at this level. So terrible. All right, let's look at NET. This is the one. This is the one that I think Cloud. This is. Oh gosh, Cloudflare. This one. No, it's Social Securities. That's not right. NET. This is Cloudflare. This took a dump today. Yeah, let's look at this one. This is the danger that we're still having in a lot of the this is one of the reasons I shorted CrowdStrike and then I covered. Now you don't want to short this one now. It's already made its leg down. What's going to happen on Monday is it's going to bounce back up, maybe to 59. When that happens, that's a good place possibly to reshort it. I don't know what happened here, but I think it was earnings. Let's take a look. Well, their sales were up 37%, and their profits were up. So I don't know what happened here. I don't know why, but they just took a massive dumper. Yeah, this is Cloudflare. And again, yeah, it was interestingly enough, it was above that. It was above the 200-day line. Yeah, this is just terrible. It's just terrible. But I think what's going to happen as this thing crawls back up to the 50-day line, you want to put this one on a watch list for shorting, because what's going to happen here, I think, is it's going to come back up. So I would put net on a watch list to short, and where I would short it. Where I would short it is when it comes out near to that 200-day line. So right now, the 200-day line is 55.33, and we're at 46. So if this thing rallies up to about here, about this, yep, I didn't buy it right. It rallies up to the 200-day line. That's a place you could possibly short it. So this is another potential short. So I'm seeing a lot of these shorts out there. I'm not seeing a lot of strength. Okay, is it time to buy the SQQQ? Well, the problem with the SQQQ is that it's only when we move to a confirmed. When we get a change in the direction, we're still in a confirmed uptrend, believe it or not. So I don't think it's time to move to. I don't think it's time to move to this right yet. I think you just gotta wait. I would just on this one. I would just wait. And just don't do anything. I don't think it's a proper time to buy it. I don't think it's proper time to buy it, because I think that we're still moving lower. It's off after hours. So I just think you got to be careful here, and I wouldn't wait on this one. We'll just wait. But thanks for that. All right, Etsy, one of my favorites. We did look at Nat. Now let's look at Etsy. Etsy might be a potential short. ETSY, and I also want to look at Shopify as well. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting chart here. This is Etsy. We're looking at the daily chart here. Let's make sure that we can see it on TikTok so everybody can see it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we have a downward trend. Let me get rid of some of my markups here. There we go. It's easier to see that now. Yeah, we have a downward trend. And one thing that I want to show you here is we have on Etsy, we have a a death cross on it. What that is that's when the 50-day moves below that 200-day. That shows a lot of weakness. Also notice how it is trending below that 21-day line. And it's trending right at the 10-day line. So if this thing moves up to the 21-day line, that's a good place to short it. So you can see it's been below the 21-day line for a while. It's come down and then it rallies. That's a rally to the 21-day line. Then it rallies to the 21-day line again. So when it rallies to the 21-day line again, that's the place to short it. So let's take a look on the 21-day line. It's 103.19. So here's what I would do on Etsy. I think that Etsy is a short at about 103.50. That's kind of where I'm seeing it as a short. If it comes up basically to the and moves above that 21-day line, that's a place you could possibly short it. Now let's take a look to see. It's got a relatively weak checklist. That's good. The technicals on it, well, it's below that 21-day line. So if it moves up about 2%, that's where you want to go. 103.19. So you want it to close a little bit above that. 103.50 would be a good place to short this one. I think this is going lower, to be honest with you. Why? Because, well, if we look at the weekly chart, we can see that, companies that have had, this has a lot of overhead supply. This is the overhead supply bar here. Basically what's going on is that this is 18 months back. So if it goes up, you see, to about it goes up basically to this line. Yep, this is about 103. You can see that a lot of people bought it above that, and they're going to sell it. And why? Because they want to get out of this one. So this is definitely making another leg down. It came down, it rallied, made a leg down, rallied, and now it's going to make another leg down. So I think this is going lower. I think this is going lower. I would short this thing at about 103.50. That's kind of where I would be short on this one. So just looking at it like that. Let's take a look. Other people from TikTok. Oh, thanks. All right, Johnny, thanks for taking a look, by the way. Amazon. All right, let's take some more questions from YouTube. Hey, Roman. Hi, thanks. Let's see. Thoughts on FRC? Yeah, this one's going to be taken over by the FDIC. This is First Republic. This is First Republic Bank here. This one's going to be taken over by the FDIC. I'm pretty sure of it. I think that's going to happen probably tonight. Typically what happens, I actually worked for the FDIC for a while, believe it or not. I was a contractor back in 2011, in 2012, believe it or not. And the banks are always closed on Friday. They're always closed on Friday. So this thing might have already been closed by the FDIC. You don't want to buy this thing. It's radioactive. Just move on. There's other fish to fry. Be careful. Because the problem is if you buy this thing and it goes into receivership, which I think it will, you lose your money. So don't buy this one, please. Please don't buy this one. Please don't buy this one. Nice haircut. You mentioned Elliot Racing. Oh, hey, this is excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Hey, Bama Doc. Thanks for that. You know what? I am somewhat of an Elliott wave theorist, but I finally got a good source for Elliott wave charts because I don't make them myself, but but I think in this kind of situation, we're seeing some activity that does make us want to look at Elliott wave. So I'm going to try to put that a little bit more in my show. It's just one of many tools. It's not the end all be all. But it's good because I like to look at different methods, and then if they're there's agreement, then I tend to put more put more weight on it. But I do like Elliott Wave. Thanks for noticing. I appreciate that. Okay, Iron Condor. This is interesting. Iron Condor on ANET. Well, we could do an Iron Condor. My only problem with Iron Condors is that the Iron Condor. This is, by the way, for everyone. This is an option strategy, and it's a good one. The only problem with is it typically has a relatively low. It typically has a relatively low payout. That's my only concern with it. The Iron Condor is a combination of a bull put spread and a bull call spread and a bear put spread, and it allows you a lot of flexibility, and it's a real good way to go. But I'll definitely look into that. I don't have the numbers for one yet. I definitely think we're in a trend where if we bounce off of this 10-week line, this is the weekly chart, that it's going to move higher. So that might not be a bad idea if you're about a month or say 6 weeks out, maybe a little bit longer out than that. That might work. I'll definitely take a look into that. And if I can put together an Iron Condor, and I'll put it out as a video. I'll put it out. I'll make a little video of it and put it out there. But thank you very much. All right, let's look at DoorDash for Roman. Lyft. Lyft has been having issues as well. Yeah, I just don't like this chart. This chart just is too much of a, this is just not good. Let's look at the daily chart. Let's see if there's anything we can do here. It did rally, but it's in the overall downward trend. This looks good. Let's look at some fundamentals here. All right. Well, their sales are they're still losing money. I think you should avoid it, Roman. I think you should just avoid this one, unfortunately. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for bearing with me with my, with my my technical difficulties. It seems like it seems like it's more. I ran home from the office because the internet would get down in the office. So using my home, I've got a new home internet, so hopefully it's a little better than the last one. But thanks everybody. Oh, wait a minute, one more. Let's see. Thoughts on LSCC? Yeah, this is a great one. Oh, by the way, I wanted to indicate this to everyone. Intel may have bottomed, and I want to look at that just real quick. So let's look at LSCC first. I've been trying to buy. I've been trying to make a good buy on NVIDIA, but I haven't really gotten anything. This one just fell off a cliff, unfortunately, and I had it too. I sold this one. Yeah, I've sold this one. Yeah, this just fell off a cliff, and I'm afraid this is looking like in 3 days this might be a short. Interestingly enough, yeah, I bought here, I bought there, and then I sold. I took profits, so I haven't been in it. It's up to 80. That's interesting. All right, so that's really interesting. Okay, I wonder, this might be a short. Let's look at the weekly chart. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Wow. Well, I have to see what earnings do. That's amazing. Yeah, see, I bought all the way up and then I was out. Interesting. I wasn't watching this one today. I was out of this one because what happened is it hit my stop loss, and this is why I do stop losses. Hit my stop loss and I was out, but boy, it is just taking a dump. That's one of the reasons why you really need to trade with stop losses. I just set them and forget them, so that's kind of how I do it. Well, great. Well, thank you everybody so much. And by the way, if you're not already on Dallas Trading Floor, and you want to get some of the free trade alerts, just jump on over to www.dallastradingfloor.com. It's free. And we will also, please, this really helps us out, especially if you're on YouTube and you're watching me on YouTube. If you could smash that like button, that helps us. And if you could subscribe, that really helps us. smash the like button, please. It really helps us. And we'll be back on Monday. And everybody, hope you have a good weekend. I may try to put out something on some of these, maybe the Iron Condor, or maybe something on, work a little bit on some screens that I'll put out hopefully before Monday or so. But until then, everybody, happy trading, stay safe, and I hope that I hope that this market is going to turn a little better for us. Boy, I tell you, I'm ready for something to happen. But anyways, I'll see you on Monday. Thank you so very much for watching the show, and please join the www Dallas Trading Floor. And we'll be back on Monday. Happy trading.